you'll just take a moment and close your eyes and take a few deep cleansing and healing breaths. Just allow yourself with each breath to quiet your mind and get more comfortable in your seat. And if there's any place in your body or mind that may not be comfortable, gently breathe into it and let it pass through. We're in this moment in eternity. We come together as one heart, beating to the drum of universal peace and light and love. Be still and tune in to your heart space. This land upon which we stand and sit is ancient, it is sacred. For many years ago, our elders sat upon these rocks and held ceremony for their tribes and for our Mother Earth and for peace in the world. I invite you to envision this wisdom and peace and the message that our elders shared to come in to your heart for our Mother Earth and all of her children are needing this loving care. Each of us has been called to this sacred area And we have connected with our soul family, knowing that we are here for a divine and holy purpose. And that is to ground the presence of love in all we do, to awaken from the dream, and to be of service to all who are suffering. And we answer the call. We choose to be led in love. And may we tune in so keenly that we're always in perfect synchronicity with each other and the universe. And so it is. Okay, so for those of you that are new, I'm going to push a button here. The room's going to light up. And no, we do put our talks out on Facebook Live, so that's what this is about. So if I seem like I'm repeating myself, welcoming people, you'll know why. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Namaste Center in Flat Rock, North Carolina. It's once again Sunday morning, 11:11 a.m., our soulful celebration here. And today I'm very excited because in addition to my talk, I'm going to be introducing you to an awesome person, Ed Carresquillo, who's been a great friend. He's just an awesome guy, and you'll get to know why we all love him so much around here very shortly. But I would like to, okay, and this is part of it here, is interacting with the group. So, before we do this, I want to thank all of you guys out there that do tune in for donating. It really is so kind and it's so exciting to see your generosity come forth through this Facebook Live venture. It really helps us to support our center and our mission and our vision, and really appreciate you guys. So you can always, if you want to donate, you can go to the namastecenter.com, and there's all the instructions you need. So thank you all again very much. Well, today I'm going to speak on the loss of a great man on our planet, and that is Stephen Hawking. What a terrific soul he was. And I know back in 2014 there was a fantastic movie, The Theory of Everything, which was the story of his life. Did anyone see that? Oh, but just about everybody. That's awesome. Well, it was so well done, and I mean, I can't remember the fellow's name, the actor.
Eddie Red.
Yeah. He was amazing. I don't know how he did it. I really don't. And it was, when you look at the comparison in the pictures and the way they communicated, it was, I mean, wow, what an acting job he did on that. It was terrific. But it really gave me some insight about Stephen that I didn't know and understand, and that, of course, was that he was a very intelligent being. Obviously, went to Oxford. He was a bit of a cut up and a funny guy, and handsome, and as I read in a lot of the readings about him, he really had an eye for pretty women. He loved women, and he only liked the pretty ones. Okay, so we'll forgive him for that. But it's beauty's on the inside. Remember that. But anyway, so yeah, he was a little shallow in that department. But anyway, but he died on just this past week. And anyway, he was born in 1942 in Oxford, England. He was only 76 years old when he passed. But the amazing thing about this was that when he was diagnosed with this motor neuron disease, he was only 18 years old, and he was only given 2 years to live at that time. So he got another 50 some odd years out of it. And what a gift to the world he was over those years. He was definitely into exploring things that no one else had dared to explore. He was definitely one of the greater minds that ever lived on this planet. And in 1979, he became a professor. He didn't let his disability hinder him at all. He was able to go on living and producing, and to me, that is really the big message. Yes, he had a mind that is not of this world. There's no question about that. But besides that, I think we've all seen the pictures, and we've all, one time he went in for a procedure, and that's when they had to give him a trach, and he was no longer able to speak on his own. So he used the voice synthesizer to speak. And I was just watching the little clip this morning from the trailer, the movie, and I remember when his wife said, well, when his first words came out, she said, but it's not in British, it's in English. And so she didn't like that. But so we heard him in our language rather than the beautiful British language, but at least, thank you, God, we got to hear his beauty and his message over the years. And a couple of things he said. He said, my expectations were reduced to 0 when I was 21. Everything since then has been a bonus. And it's like, how would we, I always think about this, and not thinking too much, not choosing that lesson, but you look at someone like Ram Dass, and actually Ram Dass had the thought, what would it be like to be in that state of, that condition of being totally self-reliant? And 2 weeks later, he had a stroke, which has taught him over the years, 30 years, of what that would be like. And although he, and I'm sure Stephen Hawking, went through very similar experiences when this first came upon them, I mean, and one would be anger and fear and wanting to give up and all that goes with it, eventually they used that as a means of becoming even more tuned in to what's real. They didn't have the luxury of mobility and having the ability to drive and to cook for themselves and go to the bathroom for themselves and all of that. They were at the full mercy of everybody. So of course you can't move around, you can't go on hikes, you can't do much. So what would you do if you were in that state of being? I know that sometimes You know, we sit here and we get a cold. I know I can get cranky when I have a cold, or if I break my toe or something, it's like, oh, you know, and little violin up here, right? So it's, you know, I think it's about we sweat the small stuff too much. And there's people who have exemplified that no matter what our physical conditions are, that we can overcome them and we can do great things. And that's the main message that I take from Stephen and from Ram Dass. And we had a friend in Florida who was a quadriplegic. He was in a motorcycle accident. And I mean, we'd go visit him. He was always upbeat, always happy, always loving, and couldn't do a doggone thing for himself. But you would never know it because his spirit was so bright and so light. So the message is, regardless of what's going on, we can always choose peace. We can always be happy. They've exemplified that for us. Stephen Hawking, as I said earlier, had a terrific sense of humor. And a sense of humor, I think, is a great tool for lifting us out of the muck. You know, if we can learn not to take things so seriously, know that we're not our bodies, that we're an eternal spirit of light, and this is just a journey of the blip of a screen. As I once heard it said, the parentheses in eternity is this lifetime. We think, you know, these years we have on this earth are all there is. Now, one thing is, I think that most of us in here believe that we don't end at the end of our life, that we are eternal beings. Our souls go on to do even more things. Stephen Hawking, I will say, he didn't believe in God, and he didn't believe in anything after this life. So, he may have gotten a surprise, is all I'm saying. I think he got a big surprise because, you know, even with his great mind and you know, not any judgment whatsoever, that was just where he was on his journey. But I think, and I would bet that he is dancing in heaven free of all of his limitations right now. But, you know, in spite of our limitations, you know, we can't give up. This world does not promise us, when we're born into this life, I don't care if you're born with a silver spoon with all the money in the world. And actually, if you watched last night, I watched again for the second time the Kennedy episode on CNN, and you know, by looking at the world and what they had monetarily and all the beautiful things that you can buy with money, and you know, their life really wasn't so wonderful. And it continues to be a really tough life for them. But they've never forgotten, regardless of when these tragedies have happened in their life, they've never forgotten that they're here for a greater purpose. You know, they haven't taken all their wealth and just gone sailing around the world. Well, they have, but but the point is, they are servants. They are truly servants. And, you know, they really know that they've been blessed and they're continuing to bless through their gifts. So one thing Stephen said, he said life would be tragic if it wasn't so funny. And, you know, again, one day we will laugh at all of it. We will. We'll laugh at it. It's not that serious. Sometimes when we're in the throes of it, it doesn't feel funny at all. But we can, again, by, you know, being in the support of a group, you know, I'm more and more seeing the value of having a spiritual family. And I never got that, you know, before. As much as I have, when I was a kid, you know, I went to church with our family and liked it pretty much. When I was in high school, I was like, let's go to church. I'm like, yeah. Not so much, but now I'm seeing that there is great value in a church family, more than I ever really realized in the past. Because we're here to support each other, because life is not so easy a lot of the time. Some of us have gotten sick. Some of us have been in hard places financially. Some people just have a situation of loss of a loved one, and we've shared the loss of loved ones, thinking of Terry here in our own group and others that we've lost along the way. You know, we've shared that experience together, and it's made us stronger. And people have come and gone, and you wonder why people come and why they go. And I've decided it's not mine to figure out. It's just allow the flow and the process of what is, and honor and appreciate every person who's here now to the best of my ability. And I ask that that be given and received from each and every one of us. We're here to give that, and we're here to receive that. Hawking also said, it would not be much of a universe if it wasn't home to the people you love. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to be with people we love and share that. We're a spirit family. We're here to charge our batteries. And as I said in the meditation, we are here to be of greater service to the world, because gee whiz, every day it's like a revolving door, literally. And there's a lot of things going on in the world that we don't understand. And there was actually something that it says the universe is under no obligation to make sense to us, period. Well, so,
Oh, wow.
and once you get that, it just does, a lot of things don't make sense. So I don't have to attach meaning to it. I don't have to get upset. I don't have to get angry. I don't have to blame and defend and attack and all of that. It's acceptance and allowance is really the key to peace. And of course, that sense of humor we talk about. Communication is so key. Being able to talk and listen, truly listen to each other and communicate freely with the fear of being judged or condemned or attacked, but just embraced and for where we are. It's so key and powerful in our evolution. This is, I like this, I found a few quotes of them, and I find this goes two ways. People who boast